Okay.
Hello. Hey, sorry for the technical difficulties. We're back. The score is currently 22-15.
Northside quick bucket for the layup, and that makes the score 22-17. Cal Barons really taking advantage of this ball game. Brady Vance trying to set up a play at the top of the key. They've been doing really well looking for those open looks, not hustling. And a turnover there and a fast break for Northside. And Sebastian Moore puts up the layup, 22-19. And the Barons might want to slow this ball game down. That's 4 fast points for this Northside offense. Rice down low, kicks it out to Pebble, and that 3 goes in. And he is a sharp shooter from beyond the arc. Timeout called. And that puts the lead in favor of the Barons, 25-19 with 2 minutes left to go in this first half.
So what would you say your thoughts were from that first performance there?
It's really good. You got to find the open look beyond the arc. That's really what DeKalb Barons are good at doing.
Oh, yeah.
They're really great at making those threes, and that's what makes this team so hard to beat. They got people like Bo Meinhardt and Zeke Penrod that can really work it down in the paint, but if they are going to go and run a hard defense down the paint, they can always kick it out to the 3, get those open looks, and they shoot really well from beyond the arc.
Oh, yeah. 33, especially today for the Barons, has been sinking some nice threes for the team.
That'd be Zeke Penrod.
That would.
He's a really good player. And one thing to note about this team is a lot of seniors and juniors, so if they want to make a run, this would be the best year for the run. So far, they're on track 1-0, and they're winning this ball game.
That's very good. Keeping the track record clean.
Two minutes, 5 seconds left, 25-19 in favor of the DeKalb Barons here. And despite all the fouls that happened in the first quarter, there were quite a few fouls to try to catch you up with what we've missed, because we've had internet issues all night. Quite a lot of fouls, a very aggressive game to the start, but it's been pretty clean here in this second quarter. Looking for an open look, jumper, and that was a great shot there by Max Goheen. And that was a really good looking shot. And they're going to call a foul, and I believe that's going to be a reach on Rayjon Johnson for Northside. And that's the third foul of the quarter for the team. And that is Johnson's first foul of the night. Full court press being applied, not one of the best things to do, especially against this fast Baron team. Pebble, 3 on the way, and just off the backside of the rim. 1:27 left to go in this half. Northside driving in. Shoots the jumper. And that one falls in too. And these short-range jumpers are looking really good for this Northside team. Maybe something the Barons might want to defend a little bit more heavily going into this half. Brady looking for the layup. Couldn't go to fall. Caden Rice gets the rebound, went up again, looked like he got fouled, came back down with his own rebound. And that's going to go out on Michelle Steffens. My bad. Michael Steffens of Northside, and it'll remain with the Barons underneath their own hoop with 57 seconds left to go. Barons 25, Northside 23 in this close ball game. Finding Race underneath the hoop, and a great block there by Malik Moore, where the Barons regain possession and move it all the way around the world. Caden working inside. He's been pretty good, and they're going to call a foul. And that looks like it's again going to go against Johnson. They will actually call it on Malik Moore. That's his first foul of the night. And Northside's coach is not happy with that call. He wanted a charge on Caden Rice. Dalton thought about that long-range three, but they have plenty of time. 30 seconds left, and the Barons will try to hope to make this their last possession. Great hustle there and awareness by Caden Rice for the ball ultimately come up with Northside after the missed shot. Jumper again, and he gets the fall.
Those jumpers tonight have been dangerous for the Legends.
And that's a 6-0 run here for Northside at the end of this half. Great momentum, and Barons would like a point. 5 seconds left to go.
Tied up.
And they're going to call a foul, and I believe it's going to go against Northside. And what started off as a clean second quarter has become very unclean quickly. Johnson picks up his second foul in a matter of minutes. And Barons find themselves in double bonus here. Vince gets 2 shots to try to make this a 2-point lead heading into the locker room. What? It's halftime. Okay. 26-25 with that first free throw made there by Vince. And that second one falls in, no problem. He's a really great shooter. Northside all the way down the court. Barons come up with the steal. Dalton from a long-range three. And that one almost went in. And the Barons going to head into a locker room with a 27-25 lead here over the Northside Legends in this close matchup.
Just missing the shot, but it's worth a shot.
And the Barons have to do something about that jumper for the Northside. It's been really killing them. But another thing that's been killing Northside, those three-pointers, the Barons keep getting to fall in. Take away the threes, this game is not close at all. So something you might want to emphasize if you're Northside, maybe running a 2-3 zone. Or 3-2, excuse me. Have 3 guys at the top. Try to stop it down low. But the problem with that is now you've got those guys like Bo Meinhardt and Zeke Penrod down low. I just think that if you want to stay in this game, you think you got the matchup down low with Omira Waits. I think he can dominate the paint for Northside. I think you run that 3-2 zone. And you try to force them to drive it inside where they are struggling so far tonight. And we have DCBL going out. This is the future of DeKalb basketball out here for their halftime performance. Not often do we get the pleasure of having a halftime show, but tonight we do.
Yeah.
I don't have a roster for any of these guys, but someday I will. Oh, just a little missed layup. A little atrocious having to shoot on 10 feet hoops. I believe they shoot on 8 foot in the league. That is a long jumper, little guy.
They're definitely going to have to put all their body into this shot here just to get it to the rim.
Great rebound there.
Driving down the court, it looks.
Got to set up a play now.
Looking for a player.
They're going to have a good
The
screen and an
block
open drive. Oh. But a
Just
great
barely.
rebound there by number 4 on White. Yeah, I like this play. Reset it. Get things underneath. Looks for the layup there. And another great rebound by number 4. No.
They just can't get it in right now.
That's okay. He'll fall in. Both of these guys doing really good at rebounding the ball. Black taking it up the court. Looking for a real long jumper and almost got that one to bank in off the glass. Some of these kids are really good athletes. Oh. Had an open look there. The layup couldn't even fall in. Might want to slow it down. They're running a little fast right now. Black in a little bit of trouble. Kicks it out. Oh, and a great interception there. Oh, but he's trying to keep it off bounds and try to hit it off the opposing team and get the ball with them. Now it's White's ball. Oh, and a great block shot there.
White gets a rebound off the rim.
Another great rebound.
White is just really dominating their possession with these rebounds and a score. First one of the match.
That's a 2-0 lead for White. I don't think we're keeping score, but I sure am. This claim's just as close as the one that's actually happening.
Just about 27 Barons, 25 Legends. You know, Legends came up a little bit from they were down some points.
Yeah, they were down 6 in the last 2 minutes of that half, and they were able to control possession of the ball and come back. One of them flying cameras, that'd be pretty sick. Would you like to make a $1 million investment? We got a donation envelope right here. Yeah, I don't know if you're the Barons who change much going into the locker room. I think you know that both sides, like, they have 2 plans.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you have a plan A and a plan B. Your plan A right now is to shoot threes. Find the open shot. Only take the open shot. And if it's not there, just reset and pass the ball. You have no shot clock. Their plan B is if they start pressing, making you go inside, just go inside. But I think that's what you want to do if you're Northside. I think you want to push the Barons to go and look for points in the paint. Because I don't know if the Barons would be able to win that matchup.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it in this match before. So the Barons have had difficulty making layups in the paint, and really their strong point has really been their 3-point. So if they stick to that, the Barons will do a good job. But
it also looks like the Barons, when playing fast, they start to succumb to the Northside's type pace. I think the Barons want to control the pace of this game. If you're the slow-playing team, you're the ones that can control the game. And I believe the Barons are a little bit more slower paced than Northside is. But both of these teams pretty fast-paced. As last time, the Barons scored 67 points and Northside scored 73 points. Those are really high. We're on track for 54 to 50. So nowhere close to the scores they got last week. But still, Northside did really well in those fast-paced games, and they've had a lot of steals. I mean, just last week, by himself, Michael Stephens had 2 steals. But Northside only had 6 steals last week. I feel like they've had a lot more. And I don't know if that's just sloppiness on the Barons' part because they're playing too fast for their likeliness, or if Northside has just fixed a few things since their last game, started to play more aggressive, bite down on the ball more. And maybe they like their coverage. Maybe if you're Northside, yeah, we're only down by 2 points, but really, we could have been playing better. Where there were some shots that probably should have gone in, maybe some fouls that should have been called that weren't called. Maybe you change nothing. Maybe the Barons expect, oh, they're going to change something. They're going to go down and try to make us force to shoot in the paint. And then when you don't have to shoot in the paint, when they expect to have to shoot in the paint, you like swap on them. You don't do anything. It's a close game, and these are like those hard things, hard decisions to make. Whether you change your strategy or not, because it necessarily hasn't not been working. You're only down by 2. And that same goes for the Barons. Do you change your strategy? Most people say if you're winning, don't change it. But again, you're only up by 2. How safe do you consider that 2? Have you?
I would not
been
consider
playing
this
better?
safe. This game could change to a 1-point lead in just one shot. That's all it would take. And
Yeah, this is still one possession game. Barons do own possession, so they will start with the ball for this half. This is a new coach of the DeKalb Baron team. So far, he's 1-0 here, so 100% on his record.
that's a pretty good record. If
Looking
I
to
would say
keep
so.
it 100% and go 2-0. It's like the girls, their head coach has been having a great start to their season too.
What would their record be?
I believe it's 5-1.
That is good.
Maybe it's 4-1. So both good starts in both of these programs, and the girls' team is a young team too.
Is
So
it
they
really?
look to be getting better next year. And I believe in 2 years they're going to be one really good ball team.
Yeah, I can imagine in their senior year, if they're already this good, the team will.
And there's only
Be-
one senior on that roster. Complete opposite. No freshmen or sophomores on this DeKalb High School varsity roster. Oh yeah, they are playing JV, but still not as much depth either. Northside has got a lot more people on that bench than the Barons do. Not significantly, but they do have more people on the bench. I really think this goes to show how good Blackhawk Christian is. I mean, they won 86-73 against Northside, and Northside has looked like a tough, physical team, one that's really hard to beat, and they've shown that here tonight. So, team to watch out for in the future is this Blackhawk Christian team. Who knows what they can go do in the postseason? But it is only the first game, so you have those first game slumps, you make those first game issues, and we still don't really know what the identities these teams are. And what really wins these first 5 games is if you figure out your identity quickly. You don't want to not know who you are as a team 5 games in. You really want to find it out really quickly.
The sooner, the better, because you're more set for the games to come. And I also want to say you shouldn't base a track record sometimes, because a lot of teams can have a really good match, or the other team can have a really bad performance, and you go in expecting an easy win, and it's that little bit of expecting them to not be as good as they really show you, and that can cause a loss for teams sometimes.
Yeah, you should never expect for an easy win. I mean, that's what just causes you to play lazy,
Oh yeah.
and then that causes more mistakes. And then, of course, momentum is a huge key. Whoever has momentum normally wins the game. So if you let the opposing team just have a little bit of momentum, and they know that they're the underdogs, and they've got nothing but to lose, they're going to play better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Palumbo passes in. Dalton Cox looking to take it up, and full court press being applied here by Northside. Welcome here, and we got the second half underway. Barons up 27-25 on Northside. And a great 2 there. Zeke Penrod and the little fadeaway jumper gets that one to fall in and extends this lead to 4 for the Barons. And Northside, a turnover there. Just a little bit of out of reach pass. And that was Johnson on the pass for Northside. Those are just those simple mistakes you can't let go. Whoever wins the turnover game is bound to win a basketball game. Penrod looking down low, dishes it to Caden Palumbo and Caden Rice. And he'll head to the line, and that one falls in, and he's got a chance for a 3-point play. And this lead has extended to 6 really quickly. And Omarion Waints comes in for Northside, their star player. Those first 4 points were scored down in the paint, and Northside put in their best paint defender. And a 7-point lead here for the Barons, and a quick start in the second half. up 32-25. Northside looking down to that left corner there. Johnson passes out to Moore and back to Johnson. And this defense here, running man for DeKalb, it's been pretty locked down. Looking for that mid-range jumper, and they can't find a shot. They don't want to take a three. And this has been a long possession here for Northside and a great defensive battle. But that's okay. You got plenty of time to find your shot.
Yeah, they really aren't forcing anything.
And a great look there for Max Goheen. Amarian Waints gets the ball and goes up for two, and he's fouled as he goes and does so. Waints will go to the line. 32-27. And Waints can make this a 4-point ball game. Palumbo picks up his 11th foul, and he'll go take a seat on the bench for the Barons. One of the guys on the starting roster. And Waints misses that one just off the front of the rim, and the Barons come up with the rebound. And Brady Vance just loses handles of the ball, and that's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say it was tipped out by Brady Vance, and it looked like there that Malik Moore kind of pushed Brady out of the way and tried to get that open layup. But they're going to call no foul. That one's going to be tipped out of bounds there by Brady Vance. It does seem like there's a misconception that when you tip the ball out of bounds, it means nothing. But it really gives the other team a chance to miss and open getting the ball inbounds. It's one of the hardest things to do in basketball is inbounds the ball underneath your own hoop. And that one's going to go off the hands of Malik Moore on Northside and stay with the Barons.
Excuse me.
32-27. Dalton Cox taking it up. A little bit of trouble there. Penrod making a move, but they're going to call a foul. And DeKalb's bench does not like that call at all. And he didn't really touch him much. Man, all the physicalness we've seen in this game and all the no calls, for that to be a call is a little bit sketchy. Three on the way. And that was a good-looking shot, too, but just had a little bit too much on it. Barons on the fast break. Underneath the hoop. Going to get it to fall in. And I like that look a lot for Rice. He's been really good in the paint for the Barons in those 1v1 matchups, but I believe there he was being double-teamed. Northside trips. Kane Rice underneath the basket. Can't get that one to fall in. And they're going to call that out of bounds on Northside. That truly looked like it was out of bounds. No, out of bounds of the Barons. It truly looked like it was out of bounds on Northside.
Really looked like you tried to throw it off the other player.
Right, that's what you do. You get boxed in those corners, you try to throw it off the other player, and that way you have a chance to even inbound the ball and you don't get trapped and turn it over.
Yeah.
They must have said that it must have grazed Pebble's arm as it headed out of bounds. And they're going to call a foul on Amarian Waints. Away from the ball. He picks up his third foul of the night, and that's a big one. 4:36 left to go in the third quarter, and you'd hate to see him foul out in this game if you're a Northside fan. One of your best players, and he's been really good in the paint, forcing missed shots all around for the Barons. Johnson
Looking for options here.
defending Dalton and doing a good job with that. Barons do eventually get it across the timeline. Schmidt is fouled, and that one's going to go against Max Goheen of Northside, and that's their third foul of the quarter. Goheen's second foul on the night. Pebble will inbound the ball. Down low, had an open look. He's going to look back in a jumper. He had an open look, but three guys came crashing down. I think it was better just to kick it out there. There were multiple people open around the three. They could have dribbled in and opened the quick two shots, but things just happen so quickly in this game. You don't have much time to think. He made the good play at first, but just were better looks open there for all on the offensive side. Nonetheless, the Barons will still have the ball. Driving in is Meinhardt. Kicks it back out. Penrod thought about it. He's going to take it up, and he's going to be fouled. And they're going to call that a shooting foul, and that one will fall in. And 34-27, and a chance at a three-point play here for Meinhardt. Although he traveled, because he was fouled, he missed the shot going up, so there is no travel on that play because he was fouled.
So, if I'm correct, he still gets a point for the shot.
Yes.
Okay.
2 points will still count for that shot he made, and he has a chance to score one more and make it a 3-point play. And that one rims in and out and back in. And an 8-point lead here for the Barons, up 35-27. 3:48 left to go in the third quarter in a physical matchup. Johnson, back to Upton. Trying to get around this man coverage. And he shoots a... That was a weird looking shot, but it still fall in. 35-29. And eats into that lead. And this full court pressure being applied by Johnson has been really stellar all night. Penrod trying to drive into the basket, kicks it back out. Don thought about the three, wasn't there. And he shoots that one. And just off the front of the rim. But Penrod comes up with the rebound and puts that one in. And it's 37-29 in favor of the Barons with 2:50 left in the quarter. Upton shoots the jumper from the free throw line. And the rebound comes down with Dalton Cox as he was about to go out of bounds. He passes it to Meinhardt. Meinhardt looking for the two, but he's fouled as he goes up. And he hit the deck hard. He will get up, but a little bit dazed. And he goes to the line to make this a 10-point ball game.
The Barons have been continually capitalizing off these fouling opportunities they've been given.
And they made a lot of their free throw shots tonight. Second foul for Vincent Murphy for Northside. And Meinhardt gets that one to fall in and extends it to a 9-point game, 38-29 in favor of the Barons. 2:30 left in this ball game. And the second one falls in. It is a 10-point game. Rice comes in for Meinhardt as he hit the deck hard, so he'll have a seat on the bench. Gather his wits again. Three big guys down here in the paint for the Barons. And all this roster isn't deep. It's deep of talent. There are a lot of guys sitting on this bench that at any time go out on the court, and the Barons will call a 30-second timeout here just to slow things down and catch a breath with 2:30 left. And the Barons have really stretched their lead. If you're Northside, you got to figure out how to stop this. The man coverage has not been working. They've just been getting beat when they drive, and the Barons drive into the baseline, and they're being out-rebounded. So maybe if you have two bigs, you got to start running a 2-3. I know it hurt, but right now you've got to stop the paint play. And this is what we talked about. The Barons have multiple ways they can play offense. In the first half, they're playing it from a little bit beyond the arc. And in this half, they've really been aggressive into the paint. So how do you stop that? Because you can't run man against this team either. They're so quick. (39-29), and the Barons bring in a full court press. Little bit interesting move. You're up by 10. You'd hate to get burnt deep and give up an easy point if you're the Barons. But you also might be looking to just try to burn time here and maybe extend your lead. Try to put this one more out of reach. A three from Upton. That one falls in. Nothing but net. And he'll put that score to 32-39 in favor of the Barons. Darian Goodwin is in, another big guy from Northside to defend that paint while Waits is out. And a great play there by the Barons, as Rice was able to find an open lane, and he loses the ball. Whistles were blown. And I believe they're going to go jump ball, and it's going to go with Northside. And that is what they called. Barron still applying that full court press. Johnson dribbles it to the right corner. And an aggressive shot there by Malik Moore. No, excuse me, Max Goheen. He was highly contested there and still got that one to fall. And then just like that, it's a 5-point ball game. 1 minute left to go here in the third quarter. Rice working inside, and he gets double teamed and the ball stolen from him. But Connor Schmidt was able to fall on it. And they're going to call jump ball. And the possession arrow favors the Barons, and it will stay with them. And Vince will inbound it for the Barons. Points aren't necessary here. Of course, they'd be great. Try to extend this lead to more comfortable. 5 points isn't in that comfortable region, but 7 truly is. 3 on the side from Zeke. Can't get that one to fall in off the end. And the rebound comes up with Goodwin. Quick jumper down low. And that one won't fall in for Max Goheen.
A drive and a foul.
And who's that one against?
Well,
that one's going to go against Goheen for Northside. And that's his 4th foul of the night. And Pebble will go for the line as the Barons find themselves some bonus plus for the rest of this quarter. 34 seconds left. And it looks like Goheen will take a seat on the bench as Moore will come in for Northside. And the first one falls off the back of the rim for Pebble. Moore comes in. He had 13 points last week against that game against Blackhawk Christian. Pebble gets that one to fall in and extends this lead to 6, 40-34. And Johnson lost handles of the ball. Schmidt comes up with it, gives it to Graydon Pebble, and he's going to try to pass it into Zeke, but that was intercepted by Murphy. Johnson will take it back up the court. And this has just been really sometimes sloppy ball. And a three from Upton, and he gets that one to fall in. He's been a really good shooter, on fire in this quarter. That might have been his 10th point of the quarter. Vince puts up a long three as time expires here in the third quarter. And the Barons head with a 3-point advantage here in the fourth quarter in a close ball game. Every single time the Barons seem to start pulling away, Northside comes back on a run. They did it at the end of the half, and they just did it there at the end of the third quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you're Northside, you want to look to extend that run at the beginning of the fourth. That way you don't have to come back at the end.
Yeah, that seems to be a theme in this match today.
So what is the formula there for Northside that causes these runs? Is it these fast-paced games? I think you want to find Upton. I think he's so far your best player right now. He's not your best player as a team, but right now he's shooting the best. When he gets the open looks, he seems to knock them down. So I think you want to find him beyond the arc, and you want to try to dish it to him the most as possible. Come back with threes. I think you play the Barons game against them. And if they're not going to take threes and come back, then maybe you can emphasize threes on your side. And he's knocked down 2 in that last quarter. And 2 critical moments.
Oh, yeah, he's really showing up where it matters in this game.
He had 0 points last week. He was 0 for 4 from the field against Blackhawk Christian. And it's been a completely different story tonight. And it's something you said, one person can perform different every single game. That's why you don't discount them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And we head into an exciting fourth quarter. The Barons up by 3, but Northside has the ball, 40-37.
A close game. Will they break this common pattern of getting behind and finally take the lead in the beginning?
Critical possession here to set the tone in the fourth quarter. Upton, jumper, and he gets that one to fall in.
He scored 40-39.
Upton cannot miss tonight. And you might want to start thinking of double teaming him. He's their go-to guy so far for Northside. Vince, 3 from the left wing, rims out. Looked really good, and Northside has a chance to take the lead here in the fourth quarter. Upton with the ball on the right wing. And timeout's going to be called by Northside. I like that timeout. I like that timeout a lot. You want to get your wits together, come up with a good play, and set the tone that we are going to take the lead, and we are not going to let you have the lead again. That's what you're trying to do if you're Northside. If you're the Barons, you've played great defense. We've had some great defensive stops. That's what you need right here in this critical moment.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely a big moment for the match here of how it's going to end and how it's going to continue to go here for the Legends.
And we might go as far as say that whoever wins this possession right here, a defensive stop for the Barons or an offensive score for Northside, might go on to win this game. I think it's a huge contributing factor how this goes, because Old Mo really decides ball games, especially in close ones like this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you make that breakthrough, and if they can get another one after that, too, it can really almost steal the game sometimes.
I agree with Barons. I feel like there's a little bit too fast-paced than you want to be playing, so you might want to slow it down. Again, there is no shot clock, so you have infinitely amount of time to find an open look and take it. If you're not there, just kick it back out and reset. And if it's not there, kick it back out and reset. And just keep doing that. Who cares if you take 5 minutes? If you win the game, you win the game. If you get the bucket, you get the bucket.
Oh, yeah, there's no need to rush, especially when taking your time, resetting, you can stick to your strong suit. What can help you win the game?
Northside inbounds it. Johnson almost lost the ball, and he re-grabs it. Passing it inside to Goodwin. Back out to Upton. He finds an open jumper. That one just a little bit off target. But that's going to go off Palumbo underneath the basket, and it'll stay with Northside. Almost came up with the rebound there, but just a little bit out of reach. And Dalton Cox is going to come in for Pebble for the Barons. And these are two great teams. This has been a great matchup. Great physical matchup.
For sure. I mean, we've seen how intense it's got with all the fouls we've seen today as well on both sides.
Moore. Driving down. 3 men on him, and he's fouled, and that one falls in. An amazing shot there by Moore, and he takes the lead 40-39 with 6:33 left to go in the fourth quarter. They're going to call a charge. They called a charge against Moore on that play, and it's going to stay with the Barons. I thought that was going to be a foul on Vince.
That definitely would have been a big moment.
And the Barons have the ball with a 40-39 lead. The Barons keeping around the arc. You've got a lead, so you can take all your time you want. And who cares if it takes 2 minutes? Vince on the three. That one rims in and out.
Oh, just barely stepped out of bounds there.
Great effort there by Rice, but again, it's going to stay with Northside. And we are stuck at a stalemate here for the last 2 minutes. No one's really been able to score. A defensive battle. Johnson taking it up the court for Northside. Gives it to Murphy. Back to Moore. Setting up a play. Good defense there. And Goodwin loses the handles on the ball. Oh. Oops. And Vence will take it up for the Barons. Gives it to Palumbo. Back to Brady. Looking for a lane. Not there. In a little bit of trouble. Gives it out to Palumbo. Back to Caden. In that 1v1 matchup underneath the rim.
And he goes for the layup.
And a great play there by Murphy to get the block and the rebound. He's able to save it from going out of bounds, and Goodwin was able to grab the ball. And Northside's going to use another timeout.
You know, I feel like this could really go any way. There's been many opportunities on each side. I mean,
both sides playing outstandingly on the defensive side of the ball. And no one can find any type of look on the offensive side.
Yeah, it's really making this game like at a standing still point.
Barons are favored 40-39. With 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter and a nail biter. And Northside, they had been struggling for a while there against the Barons. The Barons had a 10-point lead at one point in the third quarter, and they were able to figure out things on the defensive side of the ball, and the Barons haven't scored much since then. So you have to start thinking of a new way to score points if you're DeKalb. I know it looks like, yeah, you got a lead. Things have been working for you. But you had a 10-point lead at once, so something Northside changed has stopped your offense. You have to find a way to ignite a fire and restart. Northside will inbound the ball. And Johnson will take it up. 1 point ball game, 40-39. 4:50 left in the quarter. Upton. Step back. Shoots a two. Misses it off the front of the rim. And Zeke Penrod comes up with the rebound for the Barons. And Cox is going to slow it down here. Screen. Finds an open lane. And he was going to be fouled. And that foul goes against Sebastian Moore of Northside, and he picks up his third foul of the night. Shouldn't be much of a trouble him from there. Waint still not in. And for Northside, Cox misses that first free throw. And we still haven't seen a score in a long time.
That's fine.
He does get the second shot to fall in and a 2-point lead. Barons 41, Legends 39. 4:28 left to go. Johnson taking it up. And Northside hasn't been able to find points either. They've locked down those mid-range jumpers so far. Upton at the top of the key, sending up a play. Johnson driving in towards the rim. And a sky hook there. And he gets that one to fall in, and we're all tied up at 41. 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter.
Impressive angle there. He has managed to fit that in.
Cox, kick out to Schmidt. He's going to drive, and they're going to call a foul. And I believe that's going to be Sebastian Moore, who picks up another foul. And that's going to be his fourth of the night. So they're actually going to call it against Upton. Both of them were in on that play. They will ultimately call it on Upton. He picks up his third foul of the night. Waint is coming in for Northside. Schmidt misses the first one. Goodwin will come out. Waint goes in for Northside. Waint has been really good on the defensive side of the ball tonight. And that first one rims in. Second one rims in, and the Barons take a 42-41 lead. And we're back to that 1-point lead situation we've been stuck in all fourth quarter. Johnson with the ball at the top, looking to set up a play. Finds their big man down in the paint. He's going to drive, shoot a two, and it rims out. So unlucky there. Gravity did not take control. That one's going to rim out. Cox comes up with the rebound, but loses the ball. Wayne will come up with the rebound. They're going to call him for a double dribble. A double dribble called on Wayne, and the ball is going to be with the Barons. And that's a rough call there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would be really unfortunate on a breakthrough like that. Game decisive moments like that. It's unfortunate to see this.
You might want to think about using a timeout here. It'd be huge to get points if you're the Barons. Vince in the left corner. Shoots the two on the runner and gets it to go in, and they extend their lead to 3. That's the biggest lead of the quarter. 44-41. Still a one-possession ball game. Moore passes it to Upton on the right wing. 3. Can't get it to fall in. Penrod comes up with the rebound, but he's ultimately going to travel, and it's going to stick with Northside. It's one of those tough situations where you fall down. It always draws the travel because your feet can't move, and when you fall down like that, your feet are going to drag against the ground and cause a travel. Northside 44. No, excuse me, Barons 44. Northside 41. Upton with the ball. Moore driving. Can't get it to fall in, but he will head to the line. As Zeke Penrod picks up his third foul of the night. And Moore has a chance to cut this lead down to 1. Yet again. And that first shot goes in. And it's 44-42 with 2:39 left. And that makes it 44-43 in favor of the Barons. 2:39 left. Full court press being applied. A little bit of a sloppy pass to Brady. He's got to get it across the court, but he's going to be fouled. And he hit the deck hard. And Vince looks like he's in a little bit of pain. Trying to walk it off. And they're going to sub him out for Dalton. And Vince, the best point guard for the Barons, will head to the bench in this critical moment. Nonetheless, though, this Baron team still has mighty amount of depth. Dalton will get it across the timeline. Passes to Palumbo, down to Zeke. Ball movement's really been helping, looking to trap him. Finds Pebble in that hour of need.
Good screen there.
Palumbo thought about that 3 there. He's going to look for the 2, and great defense there by Johnson. And Waite will come up with the rebound. He's going to drive against the lane. Ooh. And that one will fall in, and one. And a chance for a 3-point play. And the Legends take their first lead of the night in this quarter, 45-44. Johnson with a chance to make this a 2-point ball game.
If they can sink this, they'll be 3 points ahead of DeKalb.
And that one goes off the front. And the rebound comes up with Palumbo, 44-45. Dalton does get it across the timeline. His full court press again by Johnson has been astounding all night. Zeke really wanted to make a 1v1 matchup, but dished it out. Beinhart 3, that one falls in. And the Barons take a 2-point lead, 47-45, 128 left to go. Pass down into Waite, underneath the hoop, and they're going to call it travel. And the Barons are going to retake over. Timeout Northside. And this place is erupted. 47-45, a close quarter all night.
You know, both teams breaking through at certain points, and it's just alternating between the two. It's a very close game here.
And if you're the Barons, I know you only got a 2-point lead, but you might want to start thinking about draining as much time as possible. And then when it comes your time, just card the 3. You'd rather see this game go into overtime than, especially Upton, for Andrew Upton for Northside to have an open look beyond the arc, because I could almost guarantee you that shot's going in. Both teams look tremendously tired out there, though.
I can imagine they've been putting up a good fight here, especially on defense this night.
47-45, and we got 1:30 left to go in the fourth quarter. $119, excuse me. Full court press being applied by Northside. Pebble will be inbounding it underneath the Northside's basket. Vince is back in for the Barons. 3 good point guards out there for the Barons right now, but Johnson gets the ball tipped. He's going to drive in, misses the layup, and Vince comes up with the rebound. Going after it.
Driving down.
Trying to get across the timeline. He does. Tremendous hustle and effort to get across the timeline. You do have that 10 seconds. You have to get it over. And this press from Northside has really pushed that 10-second limit here. Barons at the top, just trying to drain clock, it looks like. They've been really good at the foul line. And a timeout called by the Barons as they start to get trapped at the top of the court. This will be a full timeout. 41 seconds left to go in this ball game.
If I were the Barons, I would try to hold out as long as possible for this last 41 seconds.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, just make them foul you and send you to the line. I mean, the Barons have been really well from the line. You've got a 2-point lead. Let's say you make one foul and you automatically have 2 shots at the line. So say you make one, miss one. Now it's a 3-point game, and the only outcome you have is either overtime or a win. I like those odds. There's no loss in there for the Barons.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe you do hold it on, but this Northside defense has been great, and they've been really good at trapping them into the corners. I don't know how many timeouts Barons have, but I believe they do at least have one more. So they can't afford to be trapped in the corner yet again and then call a timeout. But you might need that timeout down the road, too.
They got to be smart with these.
And if you're Northside, maybe you foul immediately. I just don't know when you start fouling in this situation because there is no shot clock. And the Barons almost lost the ball out of bounds, and they're going to call it over the timeline. It's going to be a turnover for the Barons. And now they're going to have to go hard on the defensive side of things, and Northside calls a timeout to set up an offensive play. And a critical play coming up here for Northside. 3 would take the lead, 2 would tie it all up. No points is not acceptable in this time. You have to get at least something on the board. Even if it's just 1 point would be huge.
Oh, yeah, for any side.
39 seconds left to go in this quarter. Upton will inbound the ball for Northside. Gives it in to Murphy. They don't have any big guys in for Northside, so they're looking for a 3. Or a fast layup like that, but can't get it to fall in. Dalton Cox comes up with the rebound. He's going to try to slow things down. And a cross-court pass all the way to Penrod. And they're going to call a foul, and Penrod will go to the line for the Barons, and this is the exact situation we talked about.
It really is. Kind of predicted it. You know, they get both these points, or just even one, puts them in a good spot for the rest of the match.
First shot on the way. And that one falls in. That's a huge point here. 48-45 in favor of the Barons. 17 seconds left. If Penrod makes this second shot, he will extend this to a 2-possession game. And the Barons do have fouls to give. They've only had 2 fouls.
This last shot, this could.
And that second shot fouls in. A 2-possession ball game. Northside really having to hustle it. You don't need a 3. Just try to get a quick 2. And that's exactly what Moore does. And a timeout called by Northside. 10 seconds left. 49-47. And if you're the Barons, same thing again. You got fouls to give. Go down. Make them foul you. And then have them, if you make 1, you have 2 fouls to give, and they have to score in 10 seconds. What's really the big pointer here for Northside is this full court press. You cannot let the Barons get it across the timeline. If they get it across the timeline, they're in huge issue. And that's exactly what the Barons are writing up right now. A great play to inbound the ball, get it across the timeline, and then have force Northside to foul you.
And they will do that by driving in. I don't. What do you think some ways they could draw some fouls for DeKalb would be?
You just got to get it across. They don't have to force a foul. They just have to get it across the baseline, but they're going to foul them anyway quickly. 7 seconds here. Dalton Cox is going to go to the free throw line. 2 shots made would put this one basically out of reach. But we have seen crazier things happen in high school sports.
Yeah, you just never know. This game is very, very close and go either way. Taking the first shot.
The first one in and out and out. And they desperately need this one to fall in. 49-47. 7 seconds left. And it does. 3-point ball game. Barons do have fouls to give. And this is that situation where you give it up right now. He's going to shoot a 3. Off the back of the rim. Barons rebound it. That's the ball game. The DeKalb Barons win in a fantastic fashion. And the last few seconds of this ball game, 50-47, and a valiant effort. One of the best we've seen so far on this basketball court. And Northside put up a fight, and they're going to go 0-2, and that record is deceiving. This is one really good Northside basketball team. One that if you play, you've got to watch out. So tough around the rim, really athletic, really agile, and just super aggressive. Everything you want in a team mixed together, and this is a huge win for the Barons. This was a great test, and to win this ball game with this amount of momentum going in for the rest of their season is huge. What a win for the Barons in those last few minutes. Barons extend their record to 2-0, and Northside will remain 0-2. And a nail biter here, but the Barons ultimately come out with the game. I thank you to, there was only 2 of us working. I thank you to Romeo. And
yeah, I thank you too. Very good
this is
match.
a great game to call, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know what? This is actually one of my. I haven't watched many basketball games. This is my first DeKalb game, and it was a really, really good experience.
Now, this is your first game. What a great game for it to be your first.
Oh yeah.
Well, that is all from us here from BTV.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
And this has been High School Hoops by BTV.